Alright boys, welcome back to the channel. It is rebuild time and today has been no doubt the biggest and the most fun. I'm really enjoying these rebuilds. I encourage you to get involved and just have a little bit of fun. I've had fun spending an absolute shit ton of money and pretty much building a new Chelsea. We had 200 million to spend, but there's obviously loads of ins and ifs and maybes and players that you think need to be moved on. Let's dive into it. Smash a like on today's video. That'd be muchly appreciated. I'm wearing a Chelsea shirt because it's a Chelsea episode. My little lad bought me this a couple of years ago for Father's Day. Even though I'm a Man United fan, he's a Chelsea fan, so I thought I'd wear it. Really excited to get stuck into this, make some big signings and see what we can do with this Chelsea rebuild. All right, guys. Let's get into it. And also, by the way, drop down in the comments which team you would like to see me rebuild on the channel next. All right, let's go. Chelsea rebuild. Okay, everybody. So this is the end of the season. As you can see, I've given the club 188 million to spend. There's been rumours since the board takeover that they would get 200 million. However, there's an interesting side thing to this. I think because obviously Rudiger's gone, Christiansen's going, Aspilicueta's probably going. There's a couple of others as well. Danny Drinkwater. There's so many players. Look at the size of this squad. You know, there's players like Borges coming back, Lukaku, players like Charlie Masunda, Pulisic, who I'm not a fan of, Ziyech, I think needs to move on, Billy Gilmore, is he good enough? I don't think he is. Faustino Angelin, you know, there's so many players, Loftus-Cheek, Ross Barkley, Hudson-Odoi, Kennedy, Bakayoko, Jorginho's, I think, you know, if Chelsea are going to really look at kicking on, I think there needs to be improvements made in midfield, especially with Jorginho, Kante, probably peaking now, or gone over the peak, you know, and then that leaves just Kovacic in the midfield. Alonso needs to move on. Emerson, Ampadu needs to move on. Rahman needs to move on. Matt Bazinga needs to move on. Jake Clark-Salter needs to move on. Keepers are okay. I'm just going to leave the goalkeepers for now. I think trying to get rid of him, Kepa, is going to be a nightmare. So we'll just leave the goalkeepers. And also Thiago Silva is very good, but has only got a year left on his deal and what is 37. So there is definitely a lot of work to be done. All right. Now, before we get into the rebuild, I just thought I'd show you the tactic that I've put together. I think going with a 3-5-2 is kind of what Chelsea will be doing anyway. Next season, and I just thought, or a 3-4-3, but I just thought I'd give this tactic a whirl. Loads of players in central midfield. We're really going to pack out the midfield and sign some players. Obviously, we've got James and Chilwell. We need to sign a new forward. I'm going to try and let Lukaku go, but it'll be interesting to see who can afford him and who wants to pay the big money. That needs replacing. This is a worry for me now because 3 at the back in Football Manager can be a little, even though we're going attacking, we're extremely high up the pitch, I still find it does struggle to break teams down and it can do very well defensively. But going forward, we may just be lacking a little bit. Right, 200 million to spend plus all the sales. It's gonna be a big one. Right, boys, and we're back. We are at the end of the transfer window. We have spent just under £300 million. I'm going to be honest, it's a little bit of fun, but I've actually really enjoyed putting this squad together and just doing a bit of wheeling and dealing. We've not only bought £300 million worth, we've sold nearly 200. I think we're up to about 180 million. So there is a lot of ins, a lot of outs. How many ins is there altogether? There's only 7 ins. But on the outs, there is loads and loads and loads. Right, first of the outs, Ross Barkley has gone to Arsenal. 7.5 million. Quite happy because it's normally a player that you kind of struggle to get out of the door. So pretty chuffed that we got 7.5 million for Ross. And then some of the big ones. Romelu Lukaku gone to PSG. 67 million pounds. I will take that. I think they're going to run at a loss. I think ideally Chelsea are probably going to get rid of him and he'll probably go back to Inter. They're probably not going to get that 98 that they paid for him in the first place. So I thought 67, get him out the door, refresh and restart. Following him to PSG is Jorginho. £40 million I got for him. He nearly went to Manchester United and in the end he chose PSG. I think that's a good deal, 40 million for him. I do want our central midfield to be a little bit more athletic, a little bit more aggressive. So the Kante obviously will be in there. We've got players like Conor Gallagher. We've signed a couple as well, like you would expect. So yeah, Jorginho, £40 million out of the door. And the third one going to PSG. I think it's the last one that's going PSG. Timo Werner, 35 million. We've taken a hit on him again, but he's obviously stock has plummeted over the last few years. So Timo Werner has gone. I thought it was best just to let him go. We're not playing with a wide like inside forward or anything. I should have maybe kept him as a backup, but we decided to cash in just to give us that little bit of extra cash. Next one, 12 million. Is it 12 million? Borja has gone. There's a few things that are saying that he's going to end up being like a Chelsea player next season. I don't quite see it. I don't actually think he's quite good enough for the Chelsea level. So like the top 6 level. But we got £12 million for him. Emerson's gone 10.5 million. Nice little bit of business. Marcus Alonso's gone 4.7 to Marseille. Matt Mizaga has gone for about 4.3. Angelin has gone for 4 million, raising to 8.25 to West Ham. Azpilicueta went on a free. Ampadu has gone to Middlesbrough on loan. And Christian Pulisic has gone on loan to Juventus, but joining permanently anyway. How much is he on? Yeah, so we got 90, at least 900,000 for the loan. They're paying nearly all of his wages. We're only paying 45. It was the best we could do, to be honest. There was no permanent offers in. I'm just not a big fan of Pulisic in sort of like the Chelsea side. I think he's quite wasteful. He gets into really good areas, but he's quite wasteful, basically. So I've decided, and also with the formation we're not playing with the wide players, similar to Werner. I thought it was best to move him on. And then I think at the end of the season, yeah, he's going to Juventus. I think we're getting about £18 million for him, I think, at the end of the season. Right, so those are the outs. Let's go and meet our new signings. Okay, the first one through the door is Paulo Dybala, obviously the player on the thumbnail. I just thought it's a bit, for me, I think he's going to stay in Italy. But for me, it was just a little bit of a Chelsea signing. I wanted that shadow striker because I'm looking at playing Mason Mount in the middle three. We've kind of only got Kai Havertz now in that number 10 role. I thought it was a little bit of a Chelsea signing. You can't really turn it down free. He's made a really good start as well. 5 goals in 4 Premier League games. And the other free transfer, so we've spent nearly 300 million and 2 of the 7 are on frees. So it just shows you the business that we've done in other areas. So even Perisic is in inverted winger, left winger, but we're using him simply as a backup left wing back. I think a superb bit of business by Spurs to get this guy in for a couple of years. I think he will be really good in the Premier League. I think Reguilon struggled at Spurs this season under Antonio Conte. And I think you may find Perisic being the number 1 left back. So we got him in FM World. We got him in. Nice little backup to Chilwell, I think. And then one of the big ones, our new number 9, Darwin Núñez. Now, in real life, he's getting linked to players like Man United. I don't quite think he suits the Ten Hag style. I don't think he's good enough technically, but I think he can still improve his technicals, especially in the game because he's only 23. A bit of a Chelsea forward, I think, big number 9 if you think of sort of like the Costas, the Lukakus, the Drogbas, someone that is going to really get down the line and work channels and be an absolute threat. 6 goals in 4 games he scored for us. He only cost 45 million as well. So yeah, the new number 9, Darwin Núñez. And the next one through the door is Roger Ibanez. He is an uncapped Brazilian, but I think he's had a really good season at Roma in real life. £35 million. He is very good, very aggressive, likes to play the left channel. I thought it was a good replacement for Rudiger. Rudiger sometimes played that little bit of a wide centre-back where he sort of like went on underlapping runs and carried the ball. So we've got Roger Ibanez in on that left-hand side. A really good signing, I think. 23 years old. I think he will probably be in the World Cup squad for Brazil this winter. And the next one in is Josko Gvardiol. We'll go with that. I've decided to go with Ibanez now. We brought Ibanez in, and then this guy was there. I thought, I'm going to have to do it. He's one of the best players in the world in his position. Left centre-half. I think Chelsea potentially will be linked to players like this. I can see him maybe signing. It'll cost a lot of money. He cost us £55 million. I think that's quite a bargain in terms of what he may cost in real life. So we've got a nice back line now of Gvardiol. We've got Silva and we've got Ibanez as well. 3 really good, strong, quick as well, pace of 17, aggression there was from Ibanez, a little bit more classy defender in Gvardiol who can bring the ball out from the back. Really happy we've got our back three in place. We've also got Chilwell, we've got James, Perisic, Hudson-Odoi, we've got cover at centre-halves with Sarr, Chalobah, and potentially someone else, I think, in the squad that I can't think off the top of my head. So really happy now with that back five, back six, including the goalkeeper. We've got that sorted. Right, moving into midfield, we really need to strengthen in there. And the first one, an absolute monster of a signing. What has he cost me? £71 million. So we've got Kante going to be sitting as a ball winner. We've got Milinkovic-Savic playing as a box-to-box. £71 million, one of the best players in the game. I think at some point he needs to go now. He's now 27. He's actually born on my birthday. Nice. Didn't know that. He must be moving. He must be looking for a move at some point. I think Chelsea need to really strengthen in midfield in the summer. And yeah, now they've got the takeover, potentially he could be an option. I've snapped him up 71 million. And then the last one is another big one. Nicolo Barella. He cost a lot. He cost me £86 million. It was a lot of haggling. We were going to go with like a 5 and then go with 2 from the centre midfielders, then a 1, then a 2. And I thought, no, I really want to dominate the midfield. So now we've got Barella, Kante and Savic in the midfield. We've got players like Conor Gallagher still there as well. Kovacic to help us. Billy Gilmore, Mason Mount. We've got plenty of options. So this is the squad. We've still got Kepa. We've still got Baba Rahman, who's not, I don't think he'll be registered to play in the Premier League. We've still got Loftus-Cheek because I couldn't get rid of him. Conor Gallagher's still there but won't play much. Billy Gilmore. Ziyech, couldn't get rid of him either. There was a couple of terrible loan deals. Michy Batshuayi as well, he's still there. He'll no doubt leave, probably on a free transfer at the end of the season. Couldn't get rid of him, but he's a backup if we get an injury to Nunez. So what we're going to do, guys, I'm going to speed on to the end of the season. We're going to obviously plug in the formation. My main worry is that we're not going to be as much of an attacking threat, even though we've got central midfielder on attack. We're squeezing very high up the pitch. I still think we're going to be a little bit light, but I just wanted to do it with an edge of realism and how I think Chelsea would look, how I think they could really look next season if they've strengthened the midfield. We sort of like a striker and then one in behind. Obviously, that's more likely to be a Havertz, Mason Mount, but fingers crossed we can do something special. I'm really happy with that rebuild. Let me know your thoughts down below. Pick up the bunch of the signings, value for money, let me know. Right, we're going to speed on. What I am actually doing when I go on holiday, we're going to obviously you play your current tactic, but I'm also going to have Nunez in the side just to make sure he gets a full season. My little worry is that the game will put Nunez out the side and put Dybala in as an advance forward. I don't want that. Okay, right, let's go. We've actually made a really good start to the season, by the way. 4 wins out of 4. We aren't absolutely ripping... Well, to be fair, we ripped Brent Huddersfield, who won the playoff final against Forest. We look good. Really good pre-season. We look strong. We look steady. Nunez scored 4 goals. Dybala scored 2 goals in the Huddersfield win. So, yeah, let's move on to the end of the season. Fingers crossed. I think what's the aims? I think in the game, we've built a squad. I think if this was a 2 or 3 year rebuild, we could really crack on with Chelsea and win lots of trophies. I think top 3, top 4 would be a must. I think obviously if we don't get top 4, we've probably been sacked before the season finishes anyway. But I think, yeah, top 3, top 4, nick a trophy, you know, maybe the tactic is loved by the match engine and we can win the Premier League. All right, guys. But I think, yeah, realistically, Chelsea, what's their aims? Big upheaval of players. I think Champions League football is just a must for Chelsea this season. Right, let's go. All right, guys, we are back. And as you can see, we finished 3rd. Behind a Manchester City with 99 points. Liverpool in 2nd. It's like real life. 98 points. Absolutely smashed it. Now, unfortunately for us, we've just not racked up enough points. 78. We are well clear of Leicester, Man United. Tottenham have had a stinker. But we've scored 74 goals, which ain't bad. We've conceded 28. Look at the state of them two. Look at the state of them two. Absolutely mental. We've just maybe not scored enough goals. We've only lost 6 games. A couple of stinking losses in there as well. There's the problem. A lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 0-0s and 4 1-1s. So yeah, maybe just lacking that absolute killer instinct up front. You know, West Ham at home, Everton at home, Wolves away, Newcastle away. Maybe we fired a couple of blanks, which has not cost us the league because them two teams are ridiculous. How did we do in the others? Knocked out by Manchester City in the Champions League, knocked out in the semi-final, knocked out. So we haven't won a trophy. I think Chelsea would maybe take that, clear third place as a rebuild. We've not set the world alight. How have my players done? How have they performed? Okay, so most appearances, which we'd expect, is Darwin Núñez because we did have him starting every game. He's played 37 league games, 25 goals, 33 in all comps. We'll take that. He looks like he's improved nicely over the season as well. Reece James came in, 50 appearances. Mendy, Barella, Gvardiol, Savic, Kante, Chilwell, Ibanez. Chalobah has played a lot of games, which is a strange one. It looks like he's kind of been sharing the midfield, the sort of the central defensive role with Thiago Silva. Dybala's only played 31 and is injured. Torn ankle ligaments and a broken ankle and a bruised shin and a bruised ankle and a tight groin and a pulled groin. He's had a fair, rough season, so scoring 16 goals in 31 isn't bad. So there's someone must have taken his place. And it looks like Kai Havertz, who has had a really good season, 18 goals in 42 appearances, but only 20 of two of them starts. There we go. Savic has had a really good season, boys. 12 in 42 from midfield. Barella has done really well. Average ratings, who's performed. Chilwell, 18 assists from Ben Chilwell on that left-hand side. Núñez, 5 assists. Let's have a little look. 11 assists from Mason Mount. He's obviously been a little bit of a bit part there. 21 appearances, 28 sub. We are lucky, obviously, Champions League gives you that little bit of opportunity to rotate. So I just kind of think what's cost us is just the tactic in general. I think it's a really nice tactic, and I actually really like it. Let me know your thoughts down below. But yeah, it's the tactic that's cost us. But as I said, I wanted to play this tactic. I thought, obviously, we're going to play 3 at the back because it's Chelsea. So yeah, that's it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Next week, sorry this video's come out late. It's been half term. So this is obviously a late Sunday. The Sunday upload. Tuesday's rebuild is Leeds United, and we've already sold Rafinha and Philip. So massive, massive rebuild. There's a lot of money to spend as well. Because of, I think, Phillips has gone for 60, Rafinha's gone for 70. We already have about 40 million. So yeah, big rebuild on Tuesday. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you smash a like on today's video. Also, as I said at the start of the video, let me know down in the description who you would like me to do next on this little mini-series, which is going to go on over maybe the next month or so. Let me know down in the comments who you would like me to rebuild next. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you later.